For those who had never traveled to Thailand, Muay Thai was an entirely unknown martial art until the 1980s. Kickboxing and karate were thought to be superior in America. However, a highly important event for the martial arts community as a whole occurred in 1988. One of the greatest fighters of that era was the young, talented kickboxer Roufus, whose record stood at 28-0. He makes the decision to show that American kickboxing is better than Thai boxing, and that a fighter such as he is unbeatable. His competitor was Changpuek Kiatsongrit, who was among the first to choose to show Thai boxing to the rest of the world by traveling outside of Thailand. The Thai fighter's punch arsenal was depleted to its very limit during the battle with Roufus. The regulations prohibited elbows throws, grabs, and the clinch quickly burst. That is, the Thai fighter engaged in combat in accordance with American kickboxing rules. Additionally forbidden were blows delivered below the waist, although in this particular battle, he was permitted to use a low kick. The title of this bout was Clash of the Kickboxing and Thai Boxing. Although the Thai arsenal was quite limited, most significantly, a sizable global audience saw this battle on television. The first round, Rick gets off to an aggressive start, which is really fast on his feet. He delivers several strikes before quickly stepping out of the line of fire. Changpuek, as we can see, operates in the left stance, putting Roufus's right leg in grave risk. Rick fights and flings a lot of punches. First knockdown, but Chang quickly stands up.
From the mouth, I believe, John. I can't see for sure, but that was a great shot by Roufus. And Kiatsongrit
but immediately flies into the second one. It looks like it will be a fairly short fight with a relatively easy victory for the American.
And you can see his eyes are a little glassy, John. We've got just about 30 seconds left in this first round. Kiatsongrit has got to survive 30 seconds here and is trying to hold on to do it. Roufus does not want to let him have it. Roufus is getting inside of those kicks, and he is landing the big punches, and Kiatsongrit has never come across this kind of power, I don't think.
Roufus doing a great job of keeping the pressure on, but Kiatsongrit showing tremendous heart to stay in there. After being knocked down twice, he's fighting back on courage and on heart and on instinct.
He is one tough fella, there's no two ways about that, and he is still rubbery-legged.
Rick appeared to have chosen to end the battle in the opening round, but Chang made it through, and the fight now moves into the second round.
Kiatsongrit, the Thai fighter, in the short pants. Roufus takes one in the back of the knee there. And he is, as you pointed out, John, the key here is Roufus's footwork. Roufus is dancing away from a lot of this stuff.
But he's making the Thai miss just like he did then. He's throwing lots of left-hand lunges. He's moving in, attacking the body and moving away. There's an attack to the knee.
And that was...
Chang proceeded with low kicks, crashing into an American's right thigh, and the Rick seemed to be beginning to grasp how much it hurt.
A little again, Kiatsongrit lands a good kick on the back of Roufus's knee. That is dangerous stuff. You can see the Thai folks all around.
By the middle of the second round, it's clear that Roufus is having serious trouble with these low kicks. He's not even sure how to get away from them. However, Chang executes his fight strategy, which involved destroying Roufus's leg, with success.
The Thai is doing a good job of keeping his hands up and taking away the target. Rick Roufus having to move away from those powerful kicks to the legs.
Now again, Rick Roufus tying up there as we're halfway through round number 2. And Roufus looks as if he has hurt his knee here just a little bit. He is holding his left knee.
He's slow getting up, and he is. He's moving very gingerly on those legs.
At the end of the round, Rick kicked Thai in the head badly, but this did not stop his stream of low kicks.
Roufus is throwing everything from Iowa. Roufus is throwing the big leather here, trying to get out of this one because he doesn't want damage to his knees. Kiatsongrit has heart, no doubt about it. 1 minute left in this round. Kiatsongrit, the Thai fighter, stalking Roufus, handling the distance well.
Now it'll be interesting to know how the judges are going to score this because...
And here is the knockdown from Chang, who acted in a fairly unsportsmanlike manner, stepping on a lying American.
Kiatsongrit by 10 to 8 or 10 to 9, but he lost 2 points because of all the problems.
Rick Roufus, again, an American fighter, not used to these rules in the long red pants. Kiatsongrit is not used to being hit. That's a legitimate knockdown. Well, now Schletzinger's calling that one a slip.
The way that works, the kicks to the legs don't get called as knockdowns, they get called as sweeps. So again, it doesn't count as a knockdown.
Roufus with a good left to catching Kiatsongrit coming in. Kiatsongrit, a tough young man. Roufus has hurt him a lot, and he's still there. Roufus taking a lot of stuff on his legs here, and you have to wonder if Rick Roufus isn't wondering why in the world he took this fight.
Roufus needs to go back to the plan of moving in more. He's not attacking enough, and he's got to use that type of thing. Straight shots, those side kicks and front kicks can do something to stop a little bit.
Now Roufus, as you say earlier in the fight, was doing that and scoring very well. Shook Kiatsongrit up badly.
The third round, and it could be noticed that the Thai has a chance to win.
Quite honestly, it's not working.
Good left hand then by Roufus.
A left and a right.
He's catching the Kiatsongrit go down at the very end of those punches. He's not really hitting in close enough and short enough to have a lot of steam on him.
And there is another potential problem when Kiatsongrit comes in to kick. Roufus drops one hand down to block the kick, throws a punch with the other hand, leaving himself wide open. 1:30 left to go in round number 3. We are halfway through. Crowd very vocal in the background. John and I can hardly hear each other. There's 1 minute left in round number 3. That shot to the legs hurt Roufus.
Roufus again landing those punches, but they're too far extended to really have a lot of sting on him.
And he's also not able to get a rotation of his hips to throw the punch, John, because he's got bad legs down.
His legs are obviously bothering him. He's really having a problem.
Roufus with a good kick into the ribs.
In round 4, Roufus avoids Chang because he can no longer take the hanging blows that fly into his leg and cause him a lot of pain.
And you wonder if Roufus isn't being just a little bit too brave here. He doesn't really have much to lose in this thing. He ought to just forget it right now if his legs... Listen, we're talking about a potential world champion here. Anybody who's ever played a minute of football can tell you how bad that hurts, let alone kickboxing. Rick Roufus.
In round 4, Roufus avoids Chang because he can no longer take the hanging blows that fly into his leg and cause him a lot of pain.
Rick Roufus now trying to keep away from the legs of Kiatsongrit, and probably his safest haven is as close to Kiatsongrit as he can get. Roufus has the power, and Kiatsongrit has never been hit the way Roufus can hit him. And Roufus is hurt now. He tried to spin fist there, and he got kicked, I think, and he is down and hurting. It is not that from a punch, his legs are killing him at the moment. Rick Roufus in the corner, can we hear this?
Well, he's staying in there. They ought to stop him. His corner ought to stop this.
They really should. This is a case of Rick wanting to be too honorable here. This is an exhibition fight.
He was really taking a chance on suffering some permanent injury.
If he's going to stay, John, he just ought to get right up on the guy and let him have it. Otherwise, he's...
Kiatsongrit looking very, very strong now. Just obviously extremely aggressively coming in with those leg kicks.
Well, he knows clearly, and the referee, Tom Schlesinger, has stopped this fight, and probably that's a very smart thing to do. Roufus really is not being hurt by punches. What he is being is hurt in the legs, and this is something that it's silly to take any more risk. Roufus, as you can see there by our camera, is in some considerable pain, and they seem to be, well, it's hard to tell where on his legs they're working. It looks like the left one at the moment, the right one at the moment, from this angle.
Well, that's really potentially a very serious situation. Rick Roufus just had his legs pounded there for almost...
Rick was given help by physicians following the fight, but they report that his leg damage was quite significant.
Knockdown in the first round.
And you really wonder at the wisdom of taking this fight on the part of Rick Roufus, game as he might be and as great a competitor as he is. Bill Wallace is in there working on Roufus. Wallace, obviously with some experience in knee injuries and leg injuries.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 23 seconds of the 5th round. The winner by TKO, Changpuek Kiatsongrit.
Well, you can't take it away from...
This battle greatly boosted the Muay Thai's international recognition and provided a significant boost to their growth.